well on Flannan Isle to keep the lamp alight. As we steered under the lee, we caught no glimmer through the night. A passing ship at dawn had brought the news, and quickly we set sail to find out what strange thing might ail the keepers of the deep-sea light. The winter day broke blue and bright, with glancing sun and glancing spray, as o'er the swell our boat made way, as gallant as a gull in flight. But as we neared the lonely isle, and looked up at the naked height, and saw the lighthouse towering white, with blinded lantern that all night had never shot a spark of comfort through the dark, so ghostly in the cold sunlight it seemed that we were struck the while with wonder all too dread for words. And as into the tiny creek we stole beneath the hanging crag, we saw three queer, black, ugly birds, too big by far, in my belief, for guillemot or shag, like seamen sitting bolt upright upon a half-tide reef. But as we neared, they plunged from sight, without a sound or spurt of white. And still too mazed to speak, we landed, and made fast the boat, and climbed the track in single file, each wishing he was safe afloat on any sea, however far, so it be far from Flannan Isle. And still we seemed to climb and climb as though we'd lost all count of time, and so must climb forevermore. Yet all too soon we reached the door, the black, sun-blistered lighthouse door that gaped for us ajar. As on the threshold for a spell we paused, we seemed to breathe the smell of lime wash and of tar, familiar as our daily breath, as though 'twere some strange scent of death. And so, yet wondering side by side, we stood a moment, still tongue-tied, and each with black foreboding eyed the door, ere we should fling it wide, to leave the sunlight for the gloom. Till, plucking courage up, at last, hard on each other's heels we passed, into the living room. Yet, as we crowded through the door, we only saw a table spread for dinner, meat and cheese and bread, but all untouched and no one there, as though when they sat down to eat, ere they could even taste, alarm had come, and they in haste had risen and left the bread and meat. For at the table head a chair lay tumbled on the floor. We listened, but we only heard the feeble cheeping of a bird that starved upon its perch, and listening still, without a word, we set about our hopeless search. Aye, though we hunted high and low, and hunted everywhere, of the three men's fate we found no trace of any kind in any place, but a door ajar and an untouched meal and an over-toppled chair. Like curs a glance has brought to heel, we listened, flinching there, and looked on the untouched meal and the over-toppled chair. We seemed to stand for an endless while, though still no word was said, three men alive on Flannan Isle who thought on three men dead.